But now we can move on to Birds of Prey. Tim, you go first.
Yeah, I mean, I like Birds of Prey an awful lot. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I definitely liked the film. I mean, Kathy Ann did something, she did something pretty creative with it. I mean, I think the angle she took with the whole quote unquote girl gang thing, I thought was pretty well done. I'd say overall on that one, that would have been another one that I would have liked a little bit more time to get some development with some of the characters. I think for me, that would have fleshed out some of the issues that I had. Like I felt like the biggest miss in that was the background for Huntress. I mean, certainly we had the background from when she was a young girl. That was pretty clearly, shown in the film and all that. But it's like I really wanted more of her, kind of in the modern times, So, but I mean, I think it was a pretty good film. I have to be honest though. My appreciation for Suicide Squad, which is where we first saw Margot Robbie's, Harley Quinn and Jared Leto's Joker. I mean, my appreciation for that film has gone up quite a bit, since my feelings on the film originally. And in fact, I mean, Scott and I have both talked about this. Like, it has risen in our rankings through time.
Really?
Oh yeah, it definitely has. And I got to tell you right now, it's like some of my issues with Birds of Prey is like I would have liked to seen a little bit more continuity with what we saw in Suicide Squad. But I mean, I think understanding where they're going with the Harley Quinn character, I understand why they did what they did. But that to me is like because of my appreciation for Suicide Squad, I've been wanting to fill that gap. Like I want more of those characters and those depictions of those characters, and so it just wasn't quite. It wasn't quite what I kind of had in my mind for Harley Quinn, and I certainly I still want to see more of Jared Leto's Joker. I know some people he's not a favorite Joker for a lot of people out there, but I mean I really appreciated what David Ayer was doing.
What about you, Scott? Go ahead, rip it apart.
No, actually, I enjoyed it. I actually saw it twice. I saw it twice opening weekend.
Okay, so you guys kind of agree a little bit on this one for different
reasons.
It
was based. I liked it more than he did, but what got me the second time around, because the first time I just I had some Suicide Squad-esque feelings, like the first time I saw Suicide Squad, where the first 20 minutes are coming at me, and I'm just like, can you slow down and just have can we get to the story?
Wax, yeah.
And Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey both do the same thing. They hit you really hard the first 10 minutes, like a Baz Luhrmann movie, and then it settles down, and by the time you get to the second act, it's like, oh, okay,
let's breathe a little bit.
I like what you're doing here. The thing that got me the second time, I still enjoy the movie. It is what it is, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it for what it is. But the second time I saw the movie, I started to go, yeah, they rewrote this Diamond plot, because I started noticing all the noticing all the ADR.
Yeah.
I noticed how Huntress, like we talked about, Huntress's backstory got butchered.
Oh yeah, chopped like
yeah. I mean that I don't have to know any backstory. I don't actually know any backstory. I don't know any rumors or anything. I'm literally judging this by the finished film. And as someone who has watched movies for 30 something years, it's like, yep. Every time they call it the Bertinelli Diamond, you don't see the person talking, or it's ADR. You never see their lips. That was a last minute change, re-record. Huntress probably had a lot more scenes that got chopped to pieces.
Yeah.
And so I can still enjoy the movie for what it is, but there's still that part of me that just goes,
yes,
what if, what's that other and I'm getting sick and tired of that. I'm getting sick and tired of what's this other version?
I know. It seems like when we watch these movies, there's always an other version. What the fuck? Yeah. But I'm with you on that. Like when I watched it the second time, I was really just going, okay. I started noticing, okay, that was reshot, that was redone. And like you said, anytime they explain the diamond, and the rumor was, I mean, it was a scoop by Miss Grace Randolph who said, like, yeah, the initial plot was the diamond had dick pics in it of Black Mask. And there was that was the whole kind of subplot, but then they of course changed it to like this whole like, oh yeah, you get the coats, the whole Bertinelli or whatever, what they're Bertelli, whatever
the Bertinelli fortune,
yeah, exactly, the fortune. And you could just totally tell, like, and I think it actually took away from even Black Mask's character, like his origin. I think they actually took away from him because I found Ewan McGregor like that character was fascinating.
Loved Ewan McGregor in that movie.
Yes, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. So did Chris Messina as Zaz. I thought he was like, I was like, I want to see more of them, and I have a feeling that initially there was going to be like a little bit more of them, and you know. When it came to the plot, I found it a little too easy. I found it a little too easy when all of a sudden, what's her name, just like pickpockets Zaz, just the diamond, just reaches in his pocket and pulls it out. I'm like, it was really that easy? They're going to make it that easy for her to get the diamond? I just thought that was probably a reshoot or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. When it comes to Cassie Cain's character, I'm like, you didn't really need to make it Cassie Cain because it's not Cassie Cain that I know from the books.
Right.
Oh, not at all.
I think we made that same point. Yeah.
It could have been any other name that you could have given this character, and that's it. But the fact is they wanted to, hey, the fanboys and everybody will know that name. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you might piss them off because that's not the character. She wasn't like this, you know, this person. She ends up being like this like warrior type, you know, Bat character in the Bat universe. Come on. But so that's problems I had with it, little problems. But then another thing that I think that I had an issue with was the way that it would always jump back and forth, like it was trying to be Tarantino-esque. You know,
that's actually a phrase that I used in our review. It was like it's like it's a Tarantino light comic book movie.
Yeah, right. It is, and I respect that, and I actually dug that. I dug a lot of the scenes. I mean, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I mean, that's one of the best castings out there. I mean, she nails the role. She's very lovable. And I love the fact that she was like, let's go hard with an R rating and let's like no holds bar. I want to just beat the shit out of people. And I want bullets flying over my head and I want to inhale cocaine as it's floating through the air. I thought that scene was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, when it came to the storytelling jumping back and forth, I found it a little jarring. You know, especially when I watched the second time, it was like, okay, we're jumping back and forth. She's telling this story. She's narrating. I dig it, but it just felt a little jarring for me. I don't know if it felt like that for you guys.
I think I commented on that in a review, that it felt like it was a little too long in some of the flashbacks. But yeah, I mean, that's a common technique, and filmmakers and screenwriters are used, you know, to do that. Like, I don't generally have a problem with it. I don't think I necessarily had a problem with this one. It just, I think it was just how long the flashback was my issue.
Yeah, that was exactly that was exactly what you said on the review. It was like it went so long that when I forgot. When you were like, oh wait a minute, now I'm in present time.
Yeah. I think it was trying to be something a little bit with all that, but I thought, you know, the overall action was great. I thought, of course, the police station scene was fantastic, and I know there's some people that have issues with that, but then you also got to take in that this is Harley Quinn telling a story. So when she's like shooting a shotgun full of confetti, you know, this is coming out of her brain. And I kind of like that, like looking at it, that aspect is like she is telling a story. So you have like confetti coming out of her shotgun, and stuff like that. So I respect all of that. I just think for me, it just should have been a Harley Quinn movie. It should have just been strictly Harley Quinn. And then they could have teased, you know, and started, you know, hey, there's like this other character. There's Black Canary. There's Huntress. Right. We can have all these other characters that can start. I mean, because until the end of the movie, it wasn't really Birds of Prey until the end of the movie when you saw the three of them. You know, you got Huntress with her actual mask on. You got Montoya and you got Black Canary doing their stuff, and they're actually the Birds of Prey. And I'm just kind of going, okay, it should have been just Harley Quinn, just right at the beginning, just had her name in the beginning. And I think that's what hurt the movie overall with the box office, because when people saw Birds of Prey, they're like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what the hell that is. And then even like diehard comic book lovers, just like, you're missing a person in Birds of Prey. There's a girl that wears a bat costume. Where's she at? Come on, guys.
Or in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Come on.
I got to tell you, I mean, it was such a missed opportunity. Ultimately, I mean, it's easy to say it in hindsight here, but I mean, clearly, I mean, all you had to see was how many kids are running around dressed up as Harley Quinn for Halloween the year that
After
Suicide Squad came out. Yeah. It's like clearly they had some intellectual property there that was extremely popular. And then you take how many years in between Suicide Squad and this one? 4 years?
4 years. It's 2016.
Yeah.
3
right.
years. 3 years. 2016 to 2019.
Yeah, 3 to 4 years, whatever it is. But I mean, it's a certainly. I mean, that's like a that's like a lifetime for kids that had a love for these characters. They've moved on in life, and so if like you don't strike while the iron's hot with these characters, you're gonna kind of miss out. And I feel like they kind of did that a little bit. And one of the points I kind of made in the review was like I wish they would have had at least some longer strung out continuity in terms of Harley Quinn's look.
Yeah.
So that it tied a little bit more to Suicide Squad. I mean, it's fine. Like I totally understand what Kathy Ann was trying to do to have her move on and the emancipation aspect of it and all that. But I mean, for me personally, if I had any say in it, I would have had, maybe 5 minutes of her in the old Suicide Squad costume. And I know Margot Robbie didn't like that costume, but I mean, in terms of like, just trying to tell people, hey, this is that same character that you loved. That was a cultural phenomenon from Suicide Squad. Yeah, that's she's going to be in this film. And then to your point, they should have just like called it Harley Quinn. I think that's pretty clear now.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they changed it, on like theaters were changing it like Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey kind of thing. Yeah. Even like TV spots when I was hearing like Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. And I'm like, see, you guys know you fucked up. You did like right from the beginning. I mean, my whole thing, and I made a video about it, was like, I thought it would have been perfect if they did do that actual Harley and Joker movie and released it around Valentine's Day. I think that would have been that would have been a hit. I think it would have been a hit. Regardless of what people think about Jared Leto's Joker, I'm one to say is like I have female friends who are not into comic book movies. They were there watching Suicide Squad because of him. I mean, he puts female butts in the seats. Let's face facts. You got Jared Leto. Oh, he's shirtless. I'm in. That was like a good selling point. I thought that was kind of like a little bit brilliant when it came to Ayer, like, hey, I'm gonna have this Joker who's tatted up and he's jacked, and we're gonna have him shirtless for most of the time. I'm like, that, yes, you gotta tap in. I mean, you got Harley Quinn, which she's gorgeous. I mean, Margot Robbie wearing short shorts and stuff like that. We all love that. But hey, you got some female gaze going on over here, where like I said, I had friends that were like hitting me up going, I want to see this movie. So I guess overall we kind of agree about Birds of Prey. And what do you guys when it comes to The Suicide Squad, what are you guys expecting for that?
I don't know. Here's
I'm open-minded.
He's open-minded. My concern is that as far as James Gunn as a filmmaker, really my only experience are the two Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Oh, you should watch the other one was Super and Slither.
Yeah. Super and Slither. Okay.
You should really watch those.
I need to. Right. It's a failing of mine. I understand that.
It's okay.
But my problem is like I love the first Guardians movie. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed my ass off watching that movie, and I absolutely deplore and hated the second one. So I was, it takes Tim knows this. People who are familiar with our show know it. I'm the enthusiastic one. It's just I'm the one who goes into the movie going, "Ooh, goody, 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 goody." I don't go into a movie and go, "Impress me." Yeah. I'm like, you have to prove to me that you're bad to piss me off.
Pretty much.
And that movie and Guardians 2 pissed me off and put a really bad flavor in my mouth. And so I'm just sitting there with the Suicide Squad going,
I feel you, because the first Guardians movie was like, I mean, that was like, and when it comes to, I know a lot of people go like, oh, the MCU doesn't take risks. Well, they definitely did with Guardians, because like, who the hell knew about Guardians of the Galaxy? I mean, I remember when that got announced, I was like, really? They're going to do that? Yeah. Really? They're going to do that? That's crazy. And it worked. And when it came to the second one was just like joke after joke after stupid joke. Mm-hmm. I respected that they killed off Yondu or whatever the hell. I respected that they actually went that route. I was like, wow, they actually he did it. They did a sacrifice. Look at them go. You don't see that in an MCU movie. So I respected that. There's certain aspects that I did like about that, but overall, yeah, it was very forgettable. Like I can watch the first one over and over and over again. When it comes to the second one, I think I've only seen it twice, to be honest. What about you?
I've seen it once in the theater. That was it.
What do you think, Tim, when it comes to the Suicide Squad? You're open-minded.
I'm open-minded, and I would basically kind of add on to a point we just made a little bit ago is in Scott's perspective, James Gunn is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
There are two different James Gunns that are out there. There's the James Gunn that did Slither, did Super.
And wrote Dawn of the Dead. And I saw Dawn of the Dead, and that was fantastic.
And then helped, I guess, produce the Brightburn, which was I thought was pretty. I liked it. I dug it. Right. So I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, I don't know how much I give him credit for influence on that film, but I mean, certainly as a filmmaker, two other films that we can look at, and you know, those are non-Marvel, non-Disney films,
R-rated horror movie. Well, like not super, but one of them is, and the other one is just like this character study. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's just it. That's why I'm open-minded, because I mean, I know there's a different side of this filmmaker, and so the question will really be answered. Well, two things will be answered. Like, is Warner Brothers still trying to really influence tone? And you know, so was the idea of bringing in James Gunn to try to influence the Suicide Squad to kind of push it more towards the Guardians of the Galaxy direction? We have no idea at this point. We'll find out soon enough. So that's the one thing. The second thing is, like, you know, where if he does have creative control, James Gunn, like, where does he really want to be? Yeah. And so I'm really interested to see where that lands.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, from what I've seen from the set photos, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Like, specifically when you see Margot Robbie in like this red dress with boots, and she's got a javelin, you know, and I'm like, what happened? I want to know what happened. And I remember when like the first set photos, when it showed like these groups that look like a cosplay, look like, you know, that they were at Comic-Con, just a group together. And I'm going, yeah, and a lot of people were shitting on it. Like, look at these costumes. Look at that. They went a wrong direction. I'm going, well, I want to know the context first, because it does seem a little ridiculous. But at the same time, I'm like, what's the context? And, you know, this is Suicide Squad. So I'm thinking a lot of these people are not going to last for sure.
Well, I mean, and parts of me that go, okay, you know, one, I never judge set photos because, dear God, 5 years. 5 years of doing this podcast. Why people haven't learned their lesson when it comes to set photos, I don't know it. But another thing is, I love Ostrander's run on Suicide Squad, and
that's what this is based off of.
And this is what this is based off. I mean, and Ayer did a wonderful sort of Ostrander New 52 amalgam
a little bit,
in his movie. But I mean, the font is the Ostrander font.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And so there's parts of me that go, I'm like, I'm open-minded too. It's just, I wish I could have that enthusiasm back.
Yeah.
And the problem is Warner Brothers has gotten me to this point where you have to earn my enthusiasm. Yeah, I am not just freely giving my enthusiasm anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. And I mean, it's really up in the air about the rating of it. I know like Gunn is teased about it, and I think we're all kind of hoping for an R rating. I mean, if it goes PG-13, whatever. I'm not going to like dwell on that whole thing. I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck, they fucked up. They're not going to do an R rating. I have a feeling that, I mean, he knows. I mean, he had to have known while shooting. Obviously, you can't just be like, oh, we haven't decided whether it's R or not. Obviously, when you're shooting, if there's a bunch of F-bombs and there's graphic violence, you're going for an R rating. I mean, I always think about the Thomas Jane Punisher movie. Yes. I always go, you know what? They were going for a PG-13 until that final act. The final act, they said, "Fuck it, we're making an R rating," because it could be easily a PG-13 like all throughout, but when it gets to that final act where he starts fucking guys up, I'm like, yeah, they just threw it out right there. I wonder what happened with that whole thing, because it was PG-13 all the way through to that final act in my eyes. So, yeah.
We actually just reviewed that movie like a month or two ago, and we talked about that because I was also the only one that watched the director's cut of that movie. and like there's a whole subplot missing. Like that movie got jacked with.
It really got you. It had potential to be something special, but at the same time, I'm like, I remember when they announced it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Frank Castle, he's in Tampa Bay, Florida." I'm like, what the fuck? He's in Tampa Bay.
Frank Castle's not in Tampa Bay.
That's
what the fuck is
not
wrong with you?
where he's supposed to be. What's going on? I mean, that was like the first thing when it was like Tampa Bay. What the? I was like, it was very odd. And then this whole like, he gets this apartment with like this beautiful woman that
Rebecca Ramone. Oh yes,
who's like living in this shitty building as a waitress. I'm like, really? Like it's just that whole little subplot with like those characters was like.
But that subplot was from the comics actually, so that's when I forgave that.
Comic accurate.
Was it really?
Comic accurate. Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yes,
pretty accurate.
Okay, well there you go. I mean, I did not know that. I'm not like big time familiar with Punisher, so I did not know that. So I guess kudos to them for doing that. But at the same time, it didn't take place in Tampa Bay, did it?
I don't remember that part. The story is called Welcome Back, Frank.
Okay.
So if you ever want, you look it up on Comixology. That's the main story that influenced the Thomas Jane movie.
Interesting. Okay, so all right, we got our bases. Well, when it comes to future movies, like which ones are you guys looking forward to? Which one are you looking forward to the most? I'm guessing since you guys are Batman fans, maybe the Batman? No?
Yeah, the Batman I'm incredibly looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to that because Matt Reeves, the only experience I have with Matt Reeves are his 2 8 movies.
Yeah. You didn't see Cloverfield?
I did not see Cloverfield.
Okay.
I've only seen the 2 8 movies, but the 2 8 movies,
fantastic.
Fantastic. Dawn was good. War was fucking fantastic.
That was like his opus right there. I was like, when you watch that movie, I'm like, how did he do this? How?
And you're getting Andy Serkis back, and I mean, Lord of the Rings nerd. I loved him in Lord of the Rings. He was great as Caesar. I just last weekend watched his Mowgli movie on Netflix.
Right, wasn't bad.
Not bad. Was better than I was expecting. It surpassed my expectations. So I get him. I mean, the thing about the Batman movie is, one, I'm a Batman guy. It's a Batman movie. I'm gonna see it. I'm not gonna lie to myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I am someone who actually likes the Batmobile because it looks like a car.
Yeah, I
don't have a problem with it being a car.
I don't have a problem either.
It's early on, right? In his depiction.
Yeah.
So we were
the
both okay with it.
costume, I'm
iffy.
I'm iffy. The suit, I'm okay with. The cowl, I'm not.
Throws you off a little bit. Yeah.
Throws me off, but once again, I need actual publicity stills. I need the movie in motion, all those things, because I just said don't judge a thing by set photos.
Of course.
But you also get Michael Giacchino doing the music, and I've loved Giacchino since Alias and Mission Impossible 3 and all those things.
Yeah.
So, and personally, people will disagree with me. I'm hoping it's actually not. I'm hoping it's like a Joker. I hope it's like its own.
Yeah.
Like it's its own little Elseworlds thing.
Well, I think what Reeves really wants to do is like he wants it to be its own thing, but he wants to still expand the Bat universe, which that's what I'm really looking forward to, is him expanding the Bat universe. I mean, obviously, it just seems like after Justice League expanding the entire universe, they just kind of fucked that up. Obviously, they did.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, what else do we have? Oh, we have Batman. Batman is our biggest property he has a universe. Let's expand that a little bit. And I think that's what Reeves kind of wants to do. It seems like when him talking, he really wants to even today we got quotes from Andy
Serkis was talking about it.
Yeah, he was talking about how, when somebody asks, is this a darker, broodier Batman? He said, yeah, it's pretty much true. I mean, of course, there's some people like, how could it be broodier than Batfleck? And I'm like, it probably isn't going to be as broody. I mean, come on. I mean, that's just, you got Ben Affleck, who's like this beast of a man with like this chin that sticks out like, 3 feet out of his face. That just obviously everything that happened to BVS, you're like, holy shit. I think we'll have elements of that, but the fact that he talked about the connection the special connection between Alfred and Bruce, which when I did my short video, I'm like, that hasn't, I mean, it was explored a lot in the Dark Knight trilogy. It was explored, the connection between Alfred but I even made the point that when it came to the first 4 Batman movies, you really didn't see that much of that. You saw the quippiness, you know, with the Keaton Batmans, the Burton Batmans.
But you didn't get the relationship.
You didn't really get the relationship. But in Batman and Robin, you did see a special connection because Alfred got sick.
I know.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, really? When it came to those early movies, you really got that connection more with Batman and Robin with that, you know, to the other movies. I was like, wow. It just like hit me when I was like doing that video. I'm like, wow, you really didn't get that special connection until Batman and Robin.
The closest you get is Alfred telling the story about the horse riding with Michael Keaton and Kim Basinger. That's as close as you get in '89.
Yeah,
and I love '89.
Oh yeah, so do I. I mean, it holds dear to my heart. But yeah, Serkis's his words about that were pretty good. But